Hey guys, welcome back again from Tampa Bay. It's been a long time. Been a long time since I've been able to do a ride and put up a video. I just noticed something. See those helmet hangers that I did a video on a long time ago? A couple of the other Two Wheel Obsession members put them up and showed me a picture. I was like, son of a bitch, that's what that's for. You put hangers down here and you can hang your jackets. I gotta get a textile hanger so I can put up my jacket. Very cool. So what I'm gonna do today is finally take a ride through the neighborhood. Believe it or not, since moving in, I have not ventured out of my little bubble here just because I've been busy with the house and stuff, but now we're back from Thanksgiving vacation and I'm going to tour the neighborhood for the first time with you. Now, I've been on a couple streets here in the entire development, and that's it, when we were looking at homes, and because I had some clients that lived in here over the years. But that's it. Let's go adventure. Something else I need to do while I'm out is run up to Walmart. I want to get the dual GoPro battery charger that comes with an extra battery, primarily because I do not trust the battery charger that I currently have. I've got a dual unit from Smile Power, cheap Chinese stuff off of Amazon, and the batteries seem to work okay. However, I don't get above 95% charge, and man, they suck down the power. Now, at first I thought it was the battery, but then I tried the actual GoPro battery and it was doing the same thing. Just setting the camera on my desk, it starts off at 95 and within a couple of minutes was down in the 80s. Just sitting there, not recording, just sitting there with the screen on. So I don't know if it's giving a full charge, number one. Number two, properly charging. So this is the first main road here. It's called Pleasant Plains Parkway. It's not the main entrance, it's kind of like the southern entrance, and it skims two different developments. We've got the Groves on the left, which is a 55 and up golf community, and then we've got the start of ours here, Connerton. Now it's a little self-contained, they call it a town unit, kind of like Celebration over near Orlando. So it includes not just housing, but retail. We've got McDonald's here, and a Publix, and a whole bunch of other little retail shops. We've got a dentist's office. They're actually building, for some reason, a second dentist's office right next to the McDonald's. But we got a whole bunch of good restaurants in here, chain stuff and mom and pop. Whole mix of different retail establishments. So that's kind of like the bottom anchor of the entire development. But that's not the point of today. This is just kind of where everything starts, right down here at this corner. So pretty much everyone going past this point is actually going into the housing units. Now there is an elementary school straight back here, I guess a couple miles. Haven't been up there yet. And it was originally planned to be for, obviously, people living here, but it was very quickly outgrown and it's filled with portables, I guess, now. I don't know if it's still filled with most of the people here or it's a mix or what, but they're going to need more because this community isn't even half built. It has 4 phases, only 2 of them are built and not even 100%. So right here, this is like a little loop. This is where I live. This was the very first section ever built back in 2006. And I think what I'll do is actually start down that way. I'm not going to go back down my street because we just came out that way, but this little section goes straight through here and goes up into the main entrance. And I've never been down here. So the phases are named. Ours is called the Arbors. Straight ahead, where we'll probably end up, is called the Gardens. And then there are little subsections that are still part of Connerton, but they're also uniquely their own. And they actually have a double homeowners association on one of them called Gardenia Glen. It's a subsection of Connerton with its own gated, controlled entry. And yeah, you have to pay 2 separate homeowners associations, one for that section and one for Connerton, plus the CDD. So And there is a very large mix of homes and real estate in here, from the low 200s all the way over $1 million. Obviously, with just the two of us, we're on the lower end of that spectrum, but we certainly don't need a huge house for any reason. All right, what do we got here? We've got a gated section. What is this? I'm not sure. Let's see if there's a sign. Rose Point. All right, well, we'll take a look. The gate's open. Probably just another little subsection of Connerton, like Gardenia Gardens. You know, I'm torn on two-story homes. Sometimes they look great. You know, the architecture works, and obviously the homes are designed to only be a two-story home. But some of them, like ours, there's an optional second story for ours. I just don't think it works. It looks like you just tacked on something to an existing design. But these look great. These are fantastic. I love these huge entryways. And of course, I love the three-car garages. But you can see why I couldn't afford getting into them that have the three-car garages. Nope. Easily double my budget. I'm more than happy where we are, but yeah, these are some beautiful looking homes. Obviously lots available, and there are some move-in ready brand new homes and some under construction right now. So it's not just pre-existing homes that's in here. This is an active build zone. I like the stonework there. That looks pretty cool. Not keen on the hacienda style colors, but love natural stone. The other cool thing about this whole development is it's on a preserve. So pretty much every lot is either a water look or woods. Whatever it is, it's going to be private. There's tons of space. You have a lot of privacy. And it is an official preserve, meaning none of these woods will ever be cut down. They're managed by the state of Florida. So it's not like the developer will later be able to sell them and put up lots and new roads and all that kind of good stuff. What you buy is what you get. It is a very brisk day out. We had a low in the mid-30s this morning. It's only going up into the 50s today. A little cold snap. I know, those of you up north are going, yeah, shut up. It's cold for us. Tomorrow and next week it's going back into the high 70s and 80s right away. So that's what we're used to. I am just starting to feel better. I've been under the weather for several days now. But I wanted to get out on the bike. This fresh air is going to do me good. Fired up the furnace for the first time ever since moving in today, because the house was in the low 60s. I tell you, it's really cool having gas heat again. I haven't had it since I lived up in Michigan 20 some years ago. For those of you that don't know, most of Florida is electric only, and you've got heat pump heating or just forced air. It's basically like having a big toaster in your blower. It's very inefficient, doesn't heat worth a crap, and it's very expensive. So it's cool just being able to say, Alexa, turn the Nest to heat, and boom, all of a sudden I've got endless cheap heat. So this is the main entrance road, very much like the other one. We haven't put up our Christmas decorations yet. The CDD was supposed to start on it, I think, this weekend. Just switched companies, I guess, that are assigned to do it. Most of the other neighborhoods already have their Christmas lights up, doing the medians and the entrances and all that kind of good stuff. Mixed results, mixed opinions of the CDD and HOA here. I personally don't have any problems yet, but other people have some pretty good complaints for the money we pay. We'll see if things get turned around. We just had an election, a couple new people voted in, yada yada yada. But I have obviously not used the amenities, the clubhouse, the pool, or anything. In fact, that's it straight ahead, and I have not even set foot in it. I'm sure I will at some point, and I guess this is how you go in. But we do have a lot of stuff available, but there's been a lot of stuff that's been broken for a while. Court lights, and most importantly, things like the alarms. I think this way. The gated entries to get in, so there have been some teenagers from not in the community coming in and littering and tearing up the place at night and that kind of stuff, because the gates are just wide open to everything out back. It's funny, in the picture this looked a lot bigger. This is actually pretty small. They've got it built up like it's a little village with different kind of buildings. It looked like it was actually twice the size it really is in real life. The pool does look cool. It's like a little resort style, and that is controlled. You have to go through the inside, and we've got these little transponders that we got with the house that you're supposed to use to get through the gates and stuff. So these are the courts that people are complaining are wide open at night, and you can see that they are just open. Maybe you can see straight there on the left, and there is no controlled access, so that's why people are just kind of coming in at night and hanging out or whatever. So we're right in the middle of the section here. These are regular homes, so we should have some model homes. We have 6 or 7 builders in here right now. Wow, these are super plain looking. Those are probably brand new. Yeah, their stakes are still up on all the trees. These houses look totally different without good landscaping. They just look like plain little boxes. These are brand new, just gone in. So this is the center section, and I believe the model homes are up here somewhere, where each builder has a example of what they can do. And we have, I believe, 12 or 14, somewhere around there, different models that you can build right now. It changes year to year what you can build in here. Not finding the model homes here. Somewhere right around here, there's a line of model homes. It's probably back the other way from the... let's see what that sign says. There's an arrow to them, I know, somewhere. Models to the right. Alright. Oh, didn't go far enough. Next street over. So here you can go in each builder's example, see all the options. Lennar is the nation's largest home builder, and probably the one with the worst reputation, at least around this area of Florida. Just cost cutting, cheaping out, bad construction, huge problems using cheap parts that break within a year or two. Stay away from Lennar, in my opinion, based on everything other people are saying. Inland, MI Homes are 2 others that have examples here. Kind of the mid-level builders. West Bay is the upper-level builder at the moment. Ours is... God, I'm trying to remember now. Pacific Standard Pacific, one of the two. I can't remember which one it is, but they're no longer building in here. I think they got bought out by another company years ago. I don't remember the name, but that's who built ours back in the day. They were one of the mid-level builders. So this is where you can go through and kind of get inspired. And then each model that's available in here, you've got lots of different options to customize, different facings, all different kinds of interior stuff, and of course you can pay extra and totally customize it if you want to. So being a nature preserve, there are also a ton of animals in here, and that's actually a point of contention because this is a 35-mile-an-hour zone, this entire road, and there's a few miles of it to go through the entire development. And we've got gators, we've got a whole bunch of birds, a whole bunch of large cranes that love walking on the road, turtles. I mean, anything you can imagine, it lives here, and it was here before these houses. So you run into a lot of them. Unfortunately, sometimes literally. And there are a lot of people that are complaining that a lot of people are speeding through here, mostly during the rush hour times, because, well, quite frankly, you've got several minutes to go from the back corners of here out to the main road, and when people are running late from work, well, this is a really big straightaway to haul ass. And unfortunately, it's taking its toll on the animals, so they've had a lot of police posted lately, basically just camping out here in the medians and running radar and LiDAR. And it's becoming more and more regular. That's just the way it goes. But yeah, I can see both sides. I mean, 35 is really, really slow when you got a long way to go. However, there are a ton of animals in here, and frankly, that's priority to me. Don't hit the animals. So, slow the hell down. I'm sorry that you chose to live back here without any major intersection, but no one forced you to. It doesn't mean you can go 55, 60, which unfortunately some people are through here. And then of course you've got other sections that are complaining about people doing it down the residential streets. And that actually is a major problem, because this neighborhood is kid-centric. Right now it's the middle of the day, they're in school, but after school and on the weekends, this place is absolutely swarming with kids everywhere. I mean, the streets are filled with kids, the sidewalks are kids playing and riding bikes and playing ball and all kinds of stuff. There's tons of parks. It's a very family-friendly place. That's the entire point of it. So when you're hauling ass down roads like this one, and a guy just the other day complained that he was doing the speed limit down here and somebody passed him on this road. Yeah, that's a problem. This is not the kind of neighborhood to do that kind of stuff, especially when you live here. You know this. But I'm not seeing any of that. The road we're on, man, it is quiet. It's a closed loop. There's no through traffic. The only people driving on it live there. So, I mean, it's fantastic. Couldn't ask for a better street to live on. Now, this is a very new street here. You can see the trees have just been planted, in contrast to ours, which were planted 12 years ago and are already bridging over the road. So that's really what sold me too on picking the house we did. We looked at one right around the corner here, and it was an okay house. I like the floor plan okay, but not the kind of actual neighborhood that I'd want to live in. Lots of 2 stories in here. It's nice having brand new everything. Roads, sidewalks, sod. At this point, I'm actually a little lost. These are the cranes that like to walk around. Billowy Jaunt. I had a client on Billowy Jaunt years ago. I don't recognize where I am though. I'm probably down at the other end. Now, when I was here for them, none of this was here. They were actually one of the first. Okay, yeah, they were down here. I'll probably remember the house they were in. None of this was here the last time I was down here for them doing a photo shoot. All this was empty. It was just complete empty lot, dirt, and none of these houses were here. So they were like the second or last one on the left. They had a fence, went to the right. They built it and they loved the house. Yeah, it was the last one here. They loved the house, but they were lonely. They expected everything to be built faster than it was, and they just didn't like living in the middle of nowhere. But it's a gorgeous house. The whole back, including the side, is all paved. It's like an outdoor cafe. It was a really good client. They moved over to Spring Hill and then moved somewhere else after that. So I should be able to go out here if I remember. Yeah. So this will take me back to a series of roundabouts. So I need to see where that school is. I'm missing a whole section here. Like I said, never been here, so we'll find it. Not that way. That's where one of the other phases is going to go in sometime, hopefully soon. I want this place completely built out, because as soon as that happens, our CDD goes away and our fees go down. Depends on the lot size, how much you pay. We're about $100 a month for the CDD. That's the development board. But as soon as everything's developed and the community is no longer growing, then everything just gets handed over to the HOA. You can see another section going in there. That's basically how it looked when my other client was living there. Alright, so the main road, we're back to that. Goes this way. More development. Aha, I see the school. Unfortunately, the school was just rocked by a scandal. The principal was arrested a couple weeks ago for, allegedly at this point, he hasn't been convicted yet, of stealing almost $1,000 from a mentally challenged student. Long story short, the student brought in a whole lot of cash from mom and dad, right? And of course, teachers notice, take it away, take it down to the office for safekeeping, and the principal hides some of it, or hides all of it and didn't give back some of it, inside a speaker inside his office. And then when mom comes and picks it up, notices, hey, I'm missing a whole bunch of money. He tries to blame a student for putting it there, swapped stories a few times, and needless to say, didn't fly and was arrested. Haven't heard anything else yet, but doesn't look too good. A lot of people on our little local community board here can't believe it. Oh, it must be a misunderstanding. A lot of people have rose-colored glasses on and heads up there, well, heads in the sand. Let's just say that. Look, if he got busted doing that, that's just what he got busted doing. I mean, yeah, it's not very smart, but the odds on it being the first thing he ever tried, he happened to get caught on, pretty low. So bear that in mind. But there's actually been, like, I don't know what you call them, not protests, but support protests, saying he's innocent, he could never do such a thing. And yet the same people are lambasting those of us that say, I have common sense. You don't hide money inside. This is what he admitted to, by the way. This isn't like alleged. He admitted to hiding the wad of cash inside a speaker in his office, and it was specifically 6+ feet off the floor, so no elementary student could have done it. And he was even called out on that, and he didn't have an excuse of how that could have happened. But look, I have common sense. The dude is busted, and his excuses are like a little child coming up with excuses. But these parents, man, they don't want to hear that. No, they know he could never do that. But their opinions, it's okay to say he could never do it, but it's not okay to say, yeah, he probably did. Anyway, that's the big hubbub around here. I don't really get into too much. Don't have kids, don't give a crap. I don't care if the school's there or not. It makes absolutely no difference in my life. I'm here for the awesome neighborhood and house and living. That's it. So it is what it is. What is this? I was just going to go back down, but that does not look like a house or an office. I don't know what that is. Go down and turn around. I just noticed I was hauling ass down that little section there. I was just following that van. I wasn't looking down. I can't see my speedo without moving my head down. I was doing 50. That's how easy it is to do here, especially when it's wide open like this. But you really shouldn't, because animals do run out. Oh, this is the other thing. We've got this trail system. It's all paved. This is part of it right here. Over 5 miles of this paved trail, most of it through the woods. So I really want to get another pedal bicycle. Because here's the other really cool part. The end of it on the other side is like 15 houses down my street. I don't have to go anywhere. No more strapping the bike to the car to get to biking trails. Rose Cottage. What the heck is that? A restaurant? I have no idea. I mean, I've never even heard of it. It looks like a little state park pavilion. It's got like a water fountain. Kind of looks like a bathroom. Okay. What the heck is this? I'm gonna have to look it up when I get home. I have no clue. Maybe it's some kind of clubhouse for the Arbors? Huh. Interesting. It's got a parking lot, so it can handle some people. Pretty cool. Alright. I'll look that up later. I see a motorcycle. Haven't seen too many motorcycles in here. Or, unfortunately, cigar smokers. I have met a lot of neighbors so far, and absolutely none of them smoke. I did have a big herf, and had about 30 guys over. Let's see, I guess this way. A little park pavilion up there too. Had about 30 people over a couple weeks ago, and 2 of them were from the community. I just put up a big notice and you said, hey, everybody's invited, but they don't live close to me. That's cool. We do have a couple dog parks too. However, people say stay away from them because they are littered with fleas, and we certainly don't need that. Everyone around us just walks their dogs down the street or just lets them out in their yard. That's what we do with Chloe. She just loves the backyard. Hops around the grass like a bunny rabbit. I guess back this way. This should take me out to my street, I think. These are just little side courts. Most of these are dead ends, just for the privacy. Nice wall there. Oh, that's that other section I went through earlier. Okay. One of the nice things about the HOA is it does require you to keep everything looking good. You got to keep everything trimmed and painted and cleaned. No dirty sidewalks. No weeds. Hello, kitty cat. During the summer, when we moved in there, oh my god, every day it was just lawn service. It was constant from sunup to sundown. Hardly anybody cuts their own lawn. I think I've seen 2 guys on my street total doing their own lawn work. The renters next to me, because they're a bunch of kids and they don't want to pay for it, and some guy down the street who has a yard my size. It's my road. A yard my size and has a riding lawnmower in his garage. That is hilarious. I mean, it must take him 30 seconds to cut the lawn. It only takes me 15 minutes with a push mower. It's not that big. You can see how tiny the fronts are. And the rears, I mean, they're not super huge. It's got a riding lawnmower. That's awesome. Well, that's it, guys. I'm going to check my battery here. Head on out to Walmart. Grab myself another charger and battery. See you next time.